So ridiculous, dude. What I think's even cooler is that this is now the third RWB in Utah, and there's another one on its way, and there's another one that's going to be built here, that's just rad. What's the guy's name? Do you even know the guy's name?
I can't pronounce it.
I can't pronounce it either, but it's like a guy that you have to like have come and cut your Porsche up for you. You can't buy this body kit and install it. He has to actually come out here and do it. So if you were to own this car and you wanted the wide body kit, the RWB wide body kit, he comes in from Japan, smokes packs of cigarettes, cuts your car up, and you get this. Nothing is resembling the OEM version of the Huracan here, right?
The engine is a stock engine, but we run restrictors on it. We have to run a 38mm restrictor for the series. But yeah, outside of that, that's
the engine's pretty much the only factory part of a Lamborghini Huracan in this, where the other one's about 60%.
Yeah, like
factory
the control
car.
arms are factory, the transmission's factory, most of the wiring's factory. Yeah, this is
GT3 is the bigger flex.
Yes.
And it's way more cojones?
Yes.
Way more?
Yeah, way more.
Every 6,000 miles they have to replace the engine in this car. And luckily, it's affordable and you can get this one for $70,000?
Yeah, it's only 70.
That's not a bad deal when you consider that my Panamera, I get an oil change in that time frame. You get a new engine. 6,200 miles, we gotta throw this thing away. Does it get rebuilt?
Yeah, they rebuild them.
So you send them back.
Yeah.
And so is that $70,000 with the core exchange?
No, that's a 70 grand is a brand new engine.
Do they give you money for the old one?
Yes. So the service interval, the rebuild, if you send them a non-blown up engine, is $35,000 for the engine exchange program.
That's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Originally wanted us to put a unicorn on it. He gave me a picture of a shoe that had a cute little cartoon unicorn on it. And you can't just throw a unicorn on a Lamborghini. It's got to have something with a bowl. That's why we came up with the Bonicorn, or Unibolt. I like Bonicorn.
So on this race car, we're doing a printed wrap. And there are some differences when you're doing a printed wrap versus just like a regular color change wrap. The vinyl's pretty similar. They're both wrap casts. So I mean, they're both meant to contour two panels that have curves and things like that, and they have air release so that you don't get bubbles in it. But when you're doing a printed wrap, this is all one piece on the side here. So all of these lines line up perfectly. All the artwork is one piece. So there's no issues with any stripes not lining up or Bonicorn here. But when you do a color change, you don't have to worry about that.
So there's a few colors on this car, but what a lot of people might recognize is this blue looks really similar to the actual factory Lamborghini color, but every color on this car is actually a swatch from Lamborghini. So it's available in this yellow color, it's available in the blue, the orange, the lime green, the dark green. All these are actually Huracan colors that you can actually get, so that's a little subtle taste of Lamborghini that a lot of people might not recognize right away, but something I slipped in the mix.
Pretty stoked. Second set of Boston wheels to go on any of the 992 body 911, so the newest 2021. These are a 22 with a 335/25. I mean, look at the size of that thing.
Wasn't wrapped by us, right? So when we're removing someone else's wrap, you have to be careful in areas like this where they had done some repairs to the bumper. It looks like they sanded the bumper down right here. So if I was to like give too much heat right here, they would have peeled this paint. So what I'm doing is just slowly coming through, very slowly trying to get around these areas where the paint is already chipping up from repairs that previously were. It looks like it was sanded all throughout here and it's lifting up paint. So we're gonna have to come through and cut this out and see if we can come through from a different direction to, yeah, this whole bumper is basically gonna have to get repainted. Prepping a vehicle, this is like the vent area in this GTR here, right? So this vent just kind of popped out barely with any effort. This should have VHB all along it to really seal it in there. But whoever wrapped this car before had pulled the vent out and then wrapped over VHB. So eventually what was going to happen is this vent was going to pop out and they're going to have to spend a couple $100 on a new vent.
So if you're also wondering what you would do with your 2,000 horsepower GTR, I would be wondering too, but we already have this one planned out. So basically we were doing a wrap removal at first and it kind of turned into a couple more things. As we were taking the wrap off of the front bumper, we noticed that the paint had already been sanded before it was wrapped. So now we need to repaint the front bumper. The hood also had some paint defects from, it looks like something was spilled on it. So we're gonna repaint the hood and then it'll be fully protected in our paint protection film. And then the wing, when we were removing the vinyl from the wing, we noticed a couple of the nuts were cross-threaded. So we're gonna have to either do a wing delete, or what I think would be really cool is replace it with a big carbon wing. So we might end up going that way. Stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, and you'll find out what we do next with this GTR.